Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is our regular MLB pitching preview show that we do with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Right now we're going to look at the pitching assignments for Saturday, June 20th. And Joe Duffy, I cannot believe it, gave Texas as a premium pick at his website when it was the Wandy Rodriguez, Clayton Kershaw game where Texas was like plus 250, plus 260. Joe Duffy, you gave that as a premium pick. Weren't you afraid that it was just going to lose and everyone get mad at you?
No, and in fact, what I specifically said in the analysis, I said it was perfectly demonstrative of how it is important to have value. I've gone with quite a few big underdogs this year. A good portion of them have won, and it's just the basic math. When you're taking a 250, look, I had Texas as basically even money. They had a 50-50 chance because they had been playing so well. Obviously, they were going against one of the best pitchers in baseball, and Kershaw was pitching well, but Texas has been on fire, and I gave it about a 50-50 chance. And when I bet it in the morning, and I think I personally grabbed about 260, and I know the line went down after we released it publicly, but still, when you're getting anywhere from 220 to 260, and you have a game as a 50-50 proposition, you've got to bet it 100% of the time.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, that's what Joe Duffy does at OffshoreInsiders.com. All right, Saturday, June 20th. What are you going to do with Jared Weaver's start? He's starting at Oakland. Sometimes he's good, but he just, in general, he just looks like he doesn't really have it. The Angels have lost his last 3 starts in a row. After winning his 5 starts before that, he looked like maybe he was getting a little bit, better, but we know because of the velocity, his diminished stuff, that wasn't going to last. And they've lost 3 in a row. Now he's going to go on the road at Oakland. Jesse Hahn's been very hittable as well, so maybe we don't look to bet Oakland here, maybe just the over, but Weaver's going to get hit, right?
Absolutely. In fact, we never really discussed this beforehand, but I had a feeling you were going to talk about Jared Weaver because I know we've talked about him quite a lot this year. Weaver, to me, is kind of a poor man's Tim Lincecum. He's a pitcher who was once one of the better in baseball. He wasn't quite as dominant as Lincecum was when Lincecum was in his prime. But we're still talking about guys that were among the best pitchers, and now they're towards the end of their career. They're still serviceable major leaguers. But both of these guys have been streaky as hell. And I think that Weaver and Lincecum, the rest of their career, they're going to be like that. They're going to go in stretches where they look like they found the fountain of youth, but then once hitters catch up to them, they're just not able to make the adjustments like they were in their younger days. So Weaver is a definite go against at this point.
Okay, and then how are you going to handle the Masahiro Tanaka, Anibal Sanchez matchup, Detroit and the Yankees? Tanaka obviously is back, right? He's his first 3 starts back, 21 innings, 4 runs, 21 strikeouts, and 0 walks. Those are some impressive numbers. Any reason to expect anything different from this start? And then Sanchez, we know Sanchez, high volatility with him, very up and down, but he's had 2 straight lights-out starts, last one a complete game shutout. What do we expect from Tanaka versus Sanchez?
You're right. Sanchez is another guy. Obviously, he's never been the quality of the 2 pitchers that I was just talking about, but he certainly has that same streakiness capability. And as you said, I think both of these pitchers are in pretty good spots. So therefore, if anything, I would probably put a check mark next to the under rather than trying to find any one big advantage when it comes to pitching for the side.
All right. So you expect both of them to continue to do well in this game?
Yes, absolutely, and for pretty much the reasons you stated.
All right, and then one guy who might fall under that streaky category, Corey Kluber, right? For a while, he was looking absolutely dominant start in and start out. He's coming much back down to earth, though. Recently, here he's going to be at home against Tampa Bay, not the most fearsome lineup in baseball. What do we expect from Corey Kluber? And then on the other side, Erasmo Ramirez has actually had 4 excellent starts in a row. Is it possible that this starting pitching matchup might actually be a wash?
Quite possibly. Look, in the case of Kluber, as we said, his start was kind of predictable because he was coming off of a great year, but he just came out of it in style where he looked beyond unconscious. So sometimes the higher they go, the harder they fall. I don't know if I would say that he's destined to be quite as streaky as some of the pitchers we were just talking about. Still, all in all, because I kind of wrote off his rough start as something that happens so often when pitchers are coming off of years like he is. I still think that Kluber is a pitcher who is going to be a Cy Young quality pitcher from this point on. And as you said, Ramirez is pitching fairly well, although he did give up, 3 runs in 5 2/3 innings in his last outing. So still, all in all, I think Kluber clearly has the pitching advantage, but is it quite as big as the odds makers are certainly going to think it is? That's going to be the question, and obviously Kluber's going to be a pretty big favorite here. So whether or not I want to lay the big number, I'm not so sure.
All right, and then two tough, grizzled veterans, John Lackey and Aaron Harang, are going to match up St. Louis at Philadelphia, and Harang appears to be coming way back down to earth from his start, which was pretty impressive. Caught me a little bit by surprise. Lackey, though, is maintaining his excellence, and we know that St. Louis is going to have an edge in other areas of the game as well. Is St. Louis going to have a big starting pitching edge here?
Yeah, the Phillies blew it. They should have traded Aaron Harang while his value is at his highest. I think we all knew that he was a decent journeyman pitcher who was going to come back down to earth, and he certainly has come back down to earth. But, the case is it's not like the odds makers are fooled. It's not like they're treating Aaron Harang as if he's Cole Hamels. So you're not going to get the best value on him. But the Phillies have been getting crushed. I mean, absolutely annihilated as of late. So if anything, maybe laying the 1.5 on the road could be where we could get some decent value.
And then I want to ask about Dallas Keuchel and Taijuan Walker. Dallas Keuchel, reliable game in and game out. Taijuan Walker not, but pitching very well of late. And we know that he has an edge when he goes at home. He seems to do a lot better in pitchers' parks in general. So maybe we get a great start from both these guys, and maybe the under is the best way to go. Do we expect dominant starts from both Keuchel and Walker?
Yes, I would agree with you. Remember what we were saying all along, that Walker was one of these guys. I wanted to see him do it at the major league level. He's a guy who came in with plenty of credentials and the quote-unquote great stuff. Kind of knew, again, I wasn't making any statements. I said that these highly touted pitchers, they find out once they get to the major leagues, it's a little bit tough to live up to their press billing, but now he's finally adjusted. He's pitching like was expected of him. He's got a 3-1 record with a 1.55 ERA in his last 4 starts, and that's after that 1-4 start with a 7.33 ERA. Because of his resume that he is expected to be a stud guy, I think what he's pitched of as lately is more what we're going to see from him from this point on. But as you said, Keuchel's been one heck of a pitcher over the last couple of years, one of the better pitchers over about the last calendar year, so I don't expect too many runs here.
All right, Joe, that's all I wanted to get to from Saturday, June 20th. What else would you like to bring to our attention?
I think that is, for the Pirates, Francisco Liriano is pitching very well. Look, he's a very good pitcher, but he's been lights out his last 5 games, 1.29 ERA. And we talk about the home road splits. John Lackey has a 6.27 road ERA for the Cardinals. So that's something that says we need to dig a little further and look into that game because, clearly he's going to be a road favorite, but maybe he shouldn't be.
All right, Joe Duffy, thanks as always.